Hello and welcome to day 3 of #Discover LC, our virtual open event. We hope you're doing well and you've enjoyed all the content we've put out so far. Anything you've missed, you can go back and watch us all on our YouTube and Facebook page, so do go have a look at those. Today we're focusing all on St Margaret's campus. We've got loads and loads more live streams for you guys to get involved in and ask any questions. But the first one of today is our Fashion and Footwear team, talking all things fashion and footwear. So first up, let me introduce you to our wonderful lecturers and programme leads. First up, we have Amanda. Hiya, Amanda.
Good morning.
Morning. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Do you want to sort of tell us a little bit about yourself and your sort of role at Leicester College?
Okay. So my name's Amanda Cobden-Smith and I am the programme lead for both Level 2 and Level 3 fashion courses. I've worked at the college for, I think, coming up to 14 years, and my specialism is textiles.
Amazing, perfect. So next up, we have Kim, who I can see right now is sort of upside down on the camera. So I'll see if she's back to normal. But Kim will be joining us in just a second, I think. Hello, Kim.
Hi, I don't know what happened there.
Hi, Kim. How are you doing?
I'm all good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. We had a couple issues with your camera, but we figured it out, which is good.
We've ended up doing it on the telephone instead of on the computer, but never mind.
Yeah, we get to see your lovely face, so it's totally fine.
Right.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. I am Kim Newell. I'm the programme lead for the BA Honours Professional Studies Creative Industries programme. That is a level 6 top-up year that will allow students with foundation degrees and HNDs to complete their degree in the creative industries. It attracts people from fashion and footwear, photography, graphics and media, artistic makeup and special effects and fine art. And my specialism is historical and contextual studies. So I deliver all of the academic content across level 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Nice.
We're chasing you for essays.
Perfect. So if you are watching and you have some questions that you'd like to ask, do pop them in the comments and we'll try our best to answer them. And by we, I mean obviously these guys, because they're the ones that know what they're talking about. So do pop them in the comments and we'll try to answer them. But I have sort of prepared some questions. So if you haven't got the confidence to ask them, don't worry, I've got you covered. So the first sort of set of questions I've got are sort of a little bit about the courses. So like what kind of thing will students expect to learn on the courses? Do you want to start, Amanda, sort of talk a little bit about
Okay. So basically the beauty of the BTEC Level 2 and Level 3 courses are that it helps you to discover what your favourite area of fashion is. There are so many different fashion related units. I think that we cover a good number of them during the course. So you can be studying anything from footwear to textiles, computer aided design. We also have contextual studies, footwear design, illustration. There's lots of drawing. And what I like to call the backbone of the course is where you will learn how to pattern cut and make garments. Which is obviously a massive draw for the courses because people really enjoy that aspect of the course. We have fantastic facilities for sewing using industrial equipment. We also have a print studio, a footwear workshop, excellent resources in textiles and throughout the department really. So we're really, really proud of the setup that we have at Leicester College.
Perfect. So you're basically like the Heidi Klum of Leicester College, walking around on Project Runway, like.
Yes, a little bit like that when we can get in the building.
Amazing. And what about you, Kim? What sort of things it covers on your course?
Because it's a top-up year to allow students, as I say, to achieve their BA honours. It attracts students from a wide range of creative specialisms. If a student decides to do the course, they will continue with their creative specialism. So, for example, they'll continue with photography or fashion and footwear, but they will also study business. So the goal really of the final year is for students to begin their careers really as freelance practitioners or self-employed. And so I think the backbone of my course is to make people work ready, to allow them to approach a bank at the end of the year and begin their own business in the creative industry.
Amazing, perfect. So I have a sort of couple of generic questions that might not sort of all apply, but we'll see what happens. But so do any of the courses, the fashion and footwear course or the creative industry course, have any exams that students need to take in order to pass the course?
So for both level 2 and level 3, there are no exams for either courses. It's all courseware related, and as I previously mentioned, a range of different specialisms that you will study based on different assignment briefs that are set. Perfect.
Is that similar for creative industries course as well?
That's the same, yeah. The students are assessed all the way through the year on a variety of projects, both practical and written.
Amazing. So no sit-down exams for those who don't like being quiet. Because
No.
I sort of imagine that on courses like yours, people don't really like being quiet, because we've all met art students and we all know that they're not quiet people.
They have personality.
Yeah, definitely. So what is the sort of written work to practical work balance like? Because obviously with a course like fashion and creative industries, people think there's quite a lot of practical work, but what is the balance like?
So coursework is mostly practical, but learning is further evidenced by written annotations. There are also topics which focus more on essay writing and employability. So literacy skills are used throughout the course, but I would say that the majority of the course is practical.
Amazing.
And the degree course is heavily academic. So in terms of written work, we anticipate a 6,000 word dissertation, 3,500 word business plan, 2,000 word evaluations. But having said that, around about 50% of the course is practical as well. It's just that because of the level of the course, the intensity of academic work required is quite high.
Cool. So if we're given that sort of practical work balance, how often will students get to use the workshops and studios on sort of like a week-by-week basis?
So this year, students were able to access workshop sessions on a weekly basis as part of their timetable on a drop-in basis. So each practical workshop has its own time during the week at which it will be open, and we try to offer at least 2 available time slots for people to come in and do some extra work, some catch up, and just give them access to those specialist resources really outside of their normal timetable sessions.
Amazing. And Kim?
We have specialist workshops that are open just for level 6 students on a Thursday evening, open access on a Wednesday afternoon and a Tuesday afternoon quite often. But the most important thing is that the level 6 students are allowed to infill with other classes to use the workshops. So for example, a level 6 photographer would perhaps go in and use the darkroom at the same time as level 3 and level 4 students. So it really is very much about self-directed learning at that level.
So there's quite a lot of sort of flexibility in terms of when
Absolutely.
level 6 learners can use. Amazing.
Yeah.
So I would say a lot of other courses that we have at Leicester College require some kind of kit and some kind of purchase at the beginning of the course. Do the fashion courses have any kit that they were required to buy before they start the course?
Yes. So for both level 2 and level 3, there is a list of equipment required for the course. It will include both art materials, pattern cutting equipment, sewing kit, and we provide all learners with information of the kit list before the start of the academic term. But we have a wonderful art shop at St Margaret's campus where students are able to purchase this kit in the first couple of weeks of study.
Perfect. And there is the Learner Support Fund as well available for students as well, isn't there?
Absolutely. So the Learner Support Fund is available to those students who are eligible. We urge students to inquire and find out about the Learner Support Fund as early as possible and make an application. to help them financially if they are entitled.
Fab. And given that your course is quite varied in terms of what the content is there a kit list for your course as well, Kim?
Because students will have already studied on the level 4 and 5, so they will either have studied HND or foundation degree. They tend to have kit already, so a photographer will already have decent camera, etc. But for specific projects at level 6, we anticipate that students will buy their own kit.
Fab, cool.
Yeah. And usually the finances come from from student loans at that level. Yeah.
Perfect. So with courses, I know that level 3 courses normally do include them, but is there sort of work experience and placement opportunities available to students on the level 2 and 3 courses, Amanda?
Absolutely. So work experience is a fundamental part of the course. All students will complete a compulsory 15 hours of work experience per year. That's a minimum. Work experience can come in a variety of different forms. It could be from industry talks, trips and projects with external companies, so maybe a live brief. All students also take part in our year-end fashion show, which also can be used as work experience hours. So every year we have a fashion show at the Suthousand Theatre in the city centre. This opportunity allows students to design and create their own garments and showcase their work in front of a live audience. Students are also encouraged, sorry, I've just remembered, students are also encouraged to seek further work experience opportunities. So if they have connections or if they, can personally want to contact companies to see if there are any opportunities for work experience, then we obviously encourage that as well for different placements.
Fab. And is there sort of support in finding that work experience as well?
There absolutely is. We have Natalie, our own work experience coordinator, who supports us with making connections with industry, setting of live briefs, and also supporting learners on an individual basis to ensure, the safety of learners during their placements and find out what sort of opportunities are available and helping them to get the very best out of those opportunities that they can.
Amazing, perfect. And given that it's a course that's sort of focused on sort of being self-employed and starting your own business, is there work experience opportunities on the creative industries course as well?
One of the first projects that the students will undertake is a live brief, and so we have people from industry coming in and setting live briefs, so they'll be presented by industry. This year the live briefs were set by Leicester City Council, NSPCC, and Charity Link was the other one. But there'll always be a choice of live briefs at the beginning of the year, which are set by industry and assessed by industry. Furthermore, the project that the students will sort of undertake throughout the year is industry facing. So, for example, a graphic design and e-media student whose intention is to set up a business to redesign people's websites, for example, they'll be redesigning people's websites throughout the year. So they'll actually be doing work for themselves as a business throughout the year.
Perfect, cool. So sort of a more generic, maybe like a progression question here, but what sort of careers or what kind of opportunities are opened up to students by doing this course?
Well, the fashion industry is incredibly diverse with numerous different pathways. So like I previously said, our fashion courses provide the opportunity for students to really identify their strengths and passion. And this can lead for people to then progress in the future to careers in fashion design, garment technology, pattern cutting, marketing and buying, fashion communication, contour, textiles design, footwear, print. I mean, the list is very large as to when I see the different areas that my students from level 3 progress to university courses. Just shows how many different pathways there are which students choose to follow.
Cool, perfect. And Kim, same question.
Self-employment, freelance. One of the things that have started to sort of emerge from the programme over the past couple of years are students that come to the course with the intention to become self-employed freelance, and then hook up with someone else on the course, and they develop partnerships. So there are at least 3 companies out there at the moment, that there's a footwear company and 2 graphic design companies that are run by 2 students who have formed a partnership who met on the course. So,
amazing. Yeah. So it's also a good sort of networking opportunity as well, then, to
sort
of find people who you have the similar brainwave to. That's cool. That's nice.
Yeah, and also the one of the modules is delivered at the LCB depot. Yeah. And so networking is key in the creative industries anyway. So yeah.
Exactly, amazing. So this is sort of more aimed at the level 2 and 3 courses, but would students be able to resit their GCSEs alongside the fashion courses?
Yep, absolutely. So we offer GCSE and functional skills options for both maths and English. If you've not achieved a grade 4, that's the old C, by the time you join us, this will be compulsory and will run alongside your fashion timetable.
Cool, easy as pie, that one. I've said that twice this week, so I feel like I'm making my catchphrase. For students sort of going into a level 3 again, will they be able to go straight into the level 3, or will they need to do the level 2 first?
That really depends upon what qualifications and skills the individual has when they come and join us. For instance, we could offer a level 2 course to a student that has maybe been out of studying for a while. Mainly it is based on qualifications that people have achieved by the time they come and join us at the end of August or September.
Cool. So again, another question that you, Amanda, I know, firing them all at you right now. But will students have to have studied fashion or footwear before the course, or is there a sort of a preference on what courses you'd like them to study at GCSE, or is it really sort of open to anyone with that passion?
I like to give everybody a chance. We always state that we prefer students to have studied an art-related subject, so it doesn't have to be fashion-related. It could be GCSE art, it could be GCSE textiles, particularly if you are looking to go on to a level 3 course, that is a requirement. I like to see a portfolio of work to demonstrate people's skills before offering a place on either level 2 or level 3. And I also like to think that there is a level of individuality based on me meeting the person and seeing what skills that they have. So I would always say, because I have a lot of students that come to me and say, well, I couldn't actually take GCSE art or textiles because I wanted to do this subject and the combination didn't work and my school didn't allow me to do that. However, I've built up a portfolio because it's my passion and it is something that I've been doing in my own time. And then they might come to me with some wonderful drawing skills and garments that they've made, showing me that they have skills in both of those areas. So it really is about the individual, but I would say with the majority, qualifications have a lot to do with where we would be able to offer a place and at what level.
So would you sort of suggest that while people are home during lockdown and sort of not having much to do, it's best to sort of start working your portfolio, start doing some work at home if they haven't been able to do that?
Absolutely. Cool. Lockdown has brought creativity out in so many different ways. Somebody come to me asking for an offer of a place. One of my questions may be, what have you done over these few weeks? And if they haven't done anything creative, that would actually tell me quite a lot.
Amazing. Okay, so what is sort of the like week look like? So how often will students be in Leicester College, or how often will they be sort of working from home?
Well, obviously things are still being decided at the moment based on the current situation. Timetable for our students would usually be that they would be in for a level 2 or level 3 course, usually about 4 days, can sometimes go to 5 days, more than likely to go to 5 days if you are studying maths or English or both. So then your timetable would be pretty full. However, it's not necessarily a 9 to 5 every day. The timetables vary from day to day, and the timetables are different every year as well. So that's still in work in progress.
Cool. And is that the same for the BA, or is it slightly different, Kim?
That's slightly different. The BA is all day Wednesday and most of the day on a Thursday. On a Wednesday, one of the sessions is delivered at St Margaret's campus, 2 sessions delivered at New Montfort University, and the session on a Thursday is delivered at the LCB depot. The other time it needs to be spent with self-directed study, so students actually getting on with the projects, getting on with the live briefs.
Cool. And can I ask as well, just out of curiosity, will students who are on that BA with us, will they get to use the DMU facilities as well, or is it just the Leicester College facilities that they'll be able to?
They're involved with all DMU student union activities. They have access to Kimberlin Library. What they don't have access to are the workshops over there at the moment, but that's something that we're working towards. Having said that, the workshop facilities at Leicester College at St Margaret's campus are amazing.
They are fantastic.
And students don't really need to go beyond St Margaret's for studio facilities.
Yeah. And just if you haven't sort of seen the facilities, we have done a little virtual campus tour for you guys to go and have a look at. So have a look on our Instagram story and you should find it there if you want to have a look at the facilities. It's just me with my phone walking around, but it's almost as good as a real campus tour. So sort of the next sort of questions I have for you are sort of rounding off questions. So if you guys do have any questions, feel free to ask them now and we will try our best to answer them, but do quickly pop them in the comments. But the next sort of couple of questions I have are, what are the entry requirements for the courses?
Okay, so the entry requirements for level 2 are 2 GCSEs at grade 3 or above, 1 in an art and design related subject and the other in English. A grade 3, which is the old D, in maths is desirable but not essential. And we also ask for a portfolio plus a positive reference from school, or college or employer. Entry requirements for level 3 are 4 GCSEs at grade 4 or above, to include English language and a design related subject. A grade 4 in maths is desirable. And again, plus a portfolio and a positive reference.
Perfect. And Kim?
Level 5 qualification in the creative specialism that the student will continue. So which is usually HND or foundation degree.
And is there a sort of a limit on what that specialism can be, or can it be sort of most things?
No, so long as we have the facilities at the college to accommodate a creative student. The general range is fashion, footwear, photography, graphics and e-media, artistic makeup and special effects, digital moving imagery, and fine art. So they're the areas that we currently cover. But if someone came to me with a specific specialism, then I'd identify a tutor for them. So yeah.
Amazing. Cool. And that doesn't have to have been done at Leicester College. That can be done anywhere, and they can top it up here, can't they?
Absolutely, yeah. And they can have been out of education for a long time with HND and still come back and do the top up. So there's no cut-off point. I know for if students have done the first 2 years of a degree, that they only have 5 years in order to complete. After 5 years, they wouldn't be able to complete in that degree. But with this being a separate top-up year, there's no gap. So if someone could have been out of education for 10 years with HND and want to come and top up, and that'd be absolutely fine.
Fab, cool. So the last couple of questions. Will students have to come in for an interview? Obviously, given the current circumstances, they might not have to come into the college, but will an interview have to be conducted, or is it more just on a portfolio basis?
So due to the current situation, interviews will not be conducted. Instead, you'll be required to email through some samples of your work in order for us to assess your ability. If you have any additional questions, these can be dealt with through admissions or curriculum.
Perfect. And is there an interview for the BA course, Kim?
No, likewise. The vast majority of students progressing onto the level 6 have already completed their level 4 and their level 5 at Leicester College. And so I will have already taught them for 2 years. So I know their capabilities. For external students coming in, liaison via email is the best approach, really. But contact me on email, and we'll arrange discussions either over the telephone, by Skype, or via email. So quite informal.
Cool. My voice just stopped working. I've done too much talking over the last couple of days, clearly. So the last question I have is, how do students apply? So what's the best way to apply for your courses?
Applications can be completed online through the Leicester College website.
Easy peasy. Nice, succinct answer there. And what about you, Kim?
For students progressing internally through Leicester College, so students who have already studied at Leicester College and want to enrol onto the course, then it's the Leicester College website. For external students, they need to go through UCAS.
Cool, perfect. If you have any sort of questions about HE and UCAS, we have a HE live stream later on. They'll be answering some questions about UCAS, so do check that out if you have any questions. But that is all the questions I do have for you. So thank you guys so much for joining me. It's been fantastic. Lots of information about courses that I know I would be horrible at, because I'm terrible at drawing and most things. So thank you for that. But if you haven't had any of your questions answered, or you think of some later on, do feel free to message us and we'll try our best to answer them. Or any sort of generic application or enrolment questions, you can email us at info@leicestercollege.ac.uk and we'll try our best to answer your questions. But for now, we'll head off. We've got a Creative Industries live stream coming up around about 11 o'clock, so do look out for that. That's covering all things art and design that aren't fashion and footwear. We sort of gave fashion and footwear its own standout there. So we've got some photography, e-media, we've got, I've run out art, graphics, all those kind of things. So lots of different things to look out for later on. So do come back if you're not sure exactly which area you want to focus on yet. But that's all from us. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye.
Thanks, Ashton.